Well, once the pride of India, today Bangalore is trending for all the wrong reasons, from road problems, from traffic snarls to politics, and now a full-blown fight between the corporate giants and state government, which is played out on platform X. We're seeing how Kiran Mazumdar, Shah, Mohandas Pai, the biggest voices of Bengaluru, the contributors, are calling out the system for the shoddy work that has been done. So today we are joined in by Mr. Harish Bijoor. He's a brand guru. He's somebody who's made brands, and he's going to talk about brand Bengaluru and how this blown out war that we are seeing is going to affect the brand Bengaluru. Sir, you're also a citizen of Bengaluru. You've been here. You've seen the Silicon Valley grow, and now it's trending for all the wrong reasons, sir. As a brand expert, how do you see this, sir?
Okay, see, Bengaluru gets into the news time and again, and most of the time, Bengaluru gets into the news just during a monsoon or after a monsoon. So this has become a habit. The image of Bengaluru is, however, battered because, just as the rain batters the city, the image of Bengaluru also gets battered. And that's sad because there's plenty that the city gives. There's plenty the city is capable of. But our poor infrastructure, our poor roads, our garbage systems, our way of managing traffic. I think, these are things which give us a terrible image. And I think we need to rectify it on a war footing. Because if we don't rectify it, things are going to worsen. The brand image of Bengaluru is going to get corrupted more and more.
So how has your experience been? Because you also roam around in the city, like how the politicians roam around, how we roam around. Do you see that in the last few years, or let's take 6 months itself, do you think the situation has worsened in the last 6 months, or it was perpetually like this? It's just that we keep opening up, we keep voicing out, but nothing on the ground changes.
Let me put it this way. I live in Bengaluru. I've lived in Bengaluru for a long, long time. I am all around the city. And I do believe if you really look at Bengaluru, every 6 months we deteriorate more and more and more. And to an extent, this complaint about Bengaluru and its infrastructure is not about one government. It's about every government that's ruled us for the last 20 years. And I think that's terrible. It simply means to say that the will to sort out issues has not been there. And with every 6 months, if you have a worse off Bengaluru, it's not a great thing for the image of the city, and leave alone the image of the city, for the lives of the people who live in the city.
Sir, also on a daily basis, we are seeing how tech giants like Kiran Mazumdar, Shah, Mohandas Pai tweeting about the city, then the government firing back at them, sometimes agreeing to them, then saying that you don't talk about other issues. Do you think this is helping Bengaluru, or it's like washing your dirty linen on cyberspace?
No, I think what Kiran and Mohan keep talking about all the time, a great thing to do because, the city needs people who think for the city. Because the city's problem is that all of us experience the terrible things of the city, but none of us stands up. None of us stands up and asks accountability to say that why is the city this way? The key issue to note is, if you don't pay your taxes on one particular day, you tend to get fined, and the accountability on those non-payment of taxes is yours. I think we need to have reverse accountability in this city, where we need to be asking the people who govern the city to say that, hey, listen, what's happening to our taxes? And I think what Kiran and Mohan are doing is exactly that. I think Kiran, Mohan, and I equally love the city. And I think because we love the city, we ask these questions. The problem with Bengaluru is that Bengaluru is a rented city. It is not an owned city. If you own the city, you will ask, you will demand. But if you rent it out, you will say, well, this is what happens. Aisa bhi hota hai. And Nodi Swami, now erode, hige.
Taking from there, sir, because Bangalore enjoys a reputation, a global reputation. We are not just known for our bad roads and potholes, but for a lot of other things when it comes to IT, Silicon Valley, business, ease of business, a lot of these things, innovation, technology. Do you think issues like potholes and this will actually bring Bangalore back, or will actually dent that image of Bangalore, or it's just a phase? We are beyond all of this. Yeah, I say उठ चुके हैं हम लोग.
I'm not bothered about the image of Bengaluru at all. Yeah. I'm bothered about the reality of Bengaluru. See, image is one thing, image is created. But reality is what it is. Now, at the grassroots level, if our reality is not good, image can never be good. And therefore, nobody can go up there and say that Bengaluru is this slick city, its infrastructure is fantastic, its traffic is great, nobody rides on the footpaths, nobody rides in opposite direction, etc., etc., etc. But today, that is not to be true. At the grassroots level, we face the difficulties. But when we face the difficulties, very few people raise their voices, and that is what is important to do. We need to ask for accountability. If there is a pothole, we need to know when it will be fulfilled and filled. And if there is something wrong in the traffic management of a city, we need to be asking, why is it so? And we need solutions. So that's a very, very important accountability, accountability, and accountability.
So because you've spoken about accountability, the government then cross questions these tech giants, and they say that you're talking about roads, you're talking about potholes. Well, we have had discussions with you. We are trying to change that. But when will you talk about GST? When will you counter center? You do not have the ability to do that. Do you think that kind of narrative is going to help Bengaluru, or it is just turning it into a slugfest?
Bengaluru does not want a slugfest. Bengaluru does not deserve a slugfest. I think this tu-tu, me must stop completely. I think it's very important for us to accept that we have problems in the city, and it is very important for us to bring solutions to the table. This is an intelligent city. I keep saying Delhi is the political capital. I keep saying Mumbai is the financial capital. And in the same breath, I keep saying Bengaluru is the intellectual capital of India. I think we have all the minds out here. But the point is, what the minds say, we don't implement. Secondly, we are great at talking, not great at implementing. And I think that is a key issue as well.
Sir, also on a point, sir, because I've been reporting on these potholes issues a lot, there is this road in Double Road. Few days back, I did a report there. 20 days later, the road was still the same. Government do anything. We did an app kind of a story. We put it on their app. And in 4 days, they build up the road. Now, the government claims that they're working on a war footing. They are filling up potholes. But what happened to that double road was, after we put a complaint, we filed that report. In the next 3-4 days, the entire road again wore off. The potholes came back again, despite the fact that they filled it.
When I think of these problems and when I think of issues that don't get resolved, they leave a bad attitude in the minds of people. If you complain about something and nothing happens about it, you don't trust the body which is meant to implement the change, which is the Greater Bengaluru Authority as of today. So important thing is, I've mentioned this in the past, and my recommendation, we have a great Chief Minister in Mr. Siddaramaiah. We have a very energetic, proactive Deputy Chief Minister in Mr. D.K. Shivkumar. My request to both Mr. Siddaramaiah and Mr. D.K. Shivkumar is to say that, we need a war room attitude to manage Bengaluru. Please set up a war room in Vidhan Sauda, man it with 40 people, and I think we'll give you all the wherewithal of what needs to be done. But please, let's manage Bengaluru on a day-to-day war room basis. Any complaint that comes in, give us the guarantee that in 36 hours, if it is a pothole, it'll be filled and sorted out. That is the kind of an attitude that's needed to manage Bengaluru and its many, many issues. The pothole is a very visible issue. There are things which are not visible. Air quality, water quality, garbage. Garbage is visible. But then, we have the minds of the people themselves have to be changed. Both are responsible. The people are equally responsible, as is the government. But the government is mandated to handle that responsibility. So please put up a war room, set up a war room, and manage Bengaluru on a day-to-day basis. We cannot manage Bengaluru on promises of the future. We have to manage Bengaluru on the actions of today.
Sir, a few more questions, sir. Basically, we've seen how, I'm going to talk about potholes especially here because it is something that is visible to us. And we've seen the roads being damaged. And when we compare Bangalore to a global image, you have traveled globally, sir. You've seen countries which are above Bangalore when it comes to its global image. Do you see them also having a similar problems? Do their potholes also continue throughout the year? Because average Bangalorean doesn't get to travel and see global image, and he thinks that it happens in other countries also. It's just that we are talking about it, or we are behind when it comes to this, and other things we are forward. How do you see it, sir?
Yes, I travel a fair bit, and I've seen China, I've seen the United States of America, I've seen Germany, I've seen Italy, and I've seen Singapore, and I've seen India for sure. It's wrong to compare. In each of these countries, we don't have, these are basic issues, basic issues. These are roti, kapda, makan kind of issues. These are issues which related to the basics. A pothole is a basic issue. We cannot have a pothole on our roads. Even if we have it, we need to be sorting it out within a time frame. I'm saying 3 days. I'm saying maybe less than 3 days, maybe 1.5 days, 36 hours. But we should be able to tell people that we listen to you. The government has your ears. I mean, the government is the ears of the people, and we'll listen to you and we'll sort it out. And equally, the people have to decide that we are going to be more responsible, that we are not going to chuck garbage wherever we want to chuck. We are not going to ride on the footpaths in the opposite direction. We are not going to ride on the roads in the opposite direction. This free for all mentality of the people must also change. I think two sides of the same coin for the betterment of Bengaluru. One is the people side, the other is the governance side.
Sir, as a communication expert, sir, we are right now caught in this narrative between corporates and the governing body. One says that we build Bengaluru, one says we govern Bengaluru. As an expert, how would you sell it? Who do you think is actually winning this perception war? The ones who govern Bengaluru or the ones who are building Bengaluru?
I think both are losing the plot. The corporate is losing the plot because we are not getting what the corporate wants. Okay. And the corporate believes that we ask, but don't get. And therefore, there's dejectedness in the corporate. As far as the government is concerned, the government says that all you do is only complain. And I think the government says that the problem is so large that it's because of overpopulation. And I think that overpopulation debate cannot be surpassed because yes, we are overpopulated. Bengaluru is a 146 lakh people city on any single day. Add another 52 lakh of people who come from outside into the city. I mean, that's nearly 200 lakhs of people coming into the city. Our load length is limited. Our road width is limited. Our traffic is congested. The ratio of vehicles to human beings is nearly 1:1. It's 1:1.08 kind of a thing. So this 0.8 versus 1 is a big issue, which means to say the number of vehicles, there's overpopulation in the city. I think, the time has come when Bengaluru has to do car dan, like Bhudan movement. We have to give up our lands. I think we should give up our cars. We have to start selling our cars. Not buying cars, selling cars is the norm.
Do you think government should also put a cap on people buying cars? Because you're right. We are on par with our population when it comes to car.
Yeah. I think, these rules will come. Okay, a congestion tax will come. There are all these things are being considered. But, it shouldn't go that way. We must plan our city enough to ensure that the city can take care of itself. The Bengaluru has become a magnet city. I think we are a magnet city for literally people from all over the world today. Everybody wants to come and get a Bengaluru experience and go back. And I think this must change. I think it's time for us to demagnetize Bengaluru because Bengaluru cannot afford to be so magnetized that we have a lot of people out here, but we don't have the infrastructure for them. So I think we should be practical about it.
So you think that now those companies who are looking for other cities like Hyderabad, Vijayawada, and now with Foxconn, Google taking them away, Mohandas talking about it, there are Bangalore companies who are talking that we want to move out. You think that is a real crisis that we're going to face? And it's okay if Bangalore is demagnetizing, like you're saying.
I don't think it's a crisis at all. If Bengaluru gets demagnetized, it's good for the people who live in Bengaluru because the quality of life that we enjoy in Bengaluru will improve. The congestion within Bengaluru will at least not become worse than it is today. So I think, demagnetizing is not a bad thing at all. Could be a good thing. Greed is good. Greed is not great. And I think we've gone berserk on greed. We want to build brick and mortar and glass and everything. And we don't want to leave enough space for water to seep when it rains. Okay. Just imagine the entire stretch of Bengaluru roads, white topped with drainage which cannot take water anywhere. So what will happen? Water is going to accumulate. Every rain, we are going to have floods on the road, 4 feet high water. Bengaluru, we have overtaken our lakes, but the lakes have dried up a little, so we built on it. But please remember, water has a memory. For hundreds of years, water goes to a lake, which it remembers. That memory is not getting erased. Okay, my dear friends, you built an apartment complex on that lake, but water will go into the basement of that apartment complex because water has a memory. I think don't fight nature, yeah. You can't keep nature out. And that's extremely important for us to handle that issue.
And it's very important also because, sir, because you mentioned greed, and in the garb of greed, when I was born, I was told that the green cover of Bengaluru through Google, when I checked, it was 80%. Today we are roughly around 6 and 7%. That is how much greed has taken away. When my grandfather built his house in Bengaluru, he got water, ground level water at 30-40 feet. Just 10 years back, my uncle built another house in the same spot. He had to go 800 feet. So greed, we've lost a lot because of greed, that means.
There's a concept which says that you must harvest, but you must harvest sensibly. You must not over-harvest. Bengaluru as a city has been over-harvested. And I think that is the start point of all the problems that we have today.
What are the 3 things we should do to turn around this image?
1, have a war room in the Vidhan Sauda where you will manage Bengaluru city on a war footing on a day-to-day basis. 2, give the people of Bengaluru the confidence that you are being listened to and act so that the actions will speak louder than words. Today, words are speaking louder than actions. And 3, people must become more responsible. People must ensure that we don't chuck the garbage where we chuck. Traffic sense. I keep saying traffic sense in Bengaluru is inversely proportionate to education. The more educated you are, the less traffic sense you have. Please, we are an educated city, behave like one, and don't do all the things that we do in the traffic that we mustn't. I think these 3 things, 1 of it is on the people's side and 2 of it is on the governance side. Both equally responsible.
Last question, sir, because you're a taxpayer, you're somebody who roams around, sees the city and bleeds as the city bleeds also because of its infrastructure problem. What would you tell the government right now, sir? Because they've been fighting you guys.
My request is, the first thing is we must accept the issue that Bengaluru has a problem. I don't think that is an issue today because the government understands Bengaluru has a problem. I mean, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar himself has said that, yes, we know Bengaluru has a problem. And Priyank Kharge has even said that it is due to the overdevelopment of Bengaluru, about the number of people who are in Bengaluru, etc., etc. So if you really look at it, the government has accepted the issue. So I don't have any complaint with the government for accepting the issue. But having accepted the issue, please sort it out. So my one prime request to our Honorable Chief Minister, who is a seasoned administrator, sir, please put a war room together for Bengaluru with a war room mentality to sort out issues. My request to Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, our very aggressive and passionate, Deputy Chief Minister, sir, please ensure that we are able to activate some of the thoughts that Bengaluru brings to the party. I mean, we just spoke of Kiran and Mohan. I mean, these are thoughts which are good thoughts that have come to the table. Let's go and implement many of these. My request.
Well, I hope government pays heed to all these points and actually takes constructive criticism from you guys rather than counter you guys. Let's hope for better for Bengaluru, sir. Thank you so much for talking to me, sir.
Thank you.